Well, Blue Kayn wasn't weak for very long. You know, they shouldn't have moved Eyeball at all, but now they've buffed Dark Harvest. Huge amount of extra stacks in terms of the damage it gives you, as well as Q Reaping Slash, base damage buff. That's good always, especially early game as you put points into it, but it's also good for Blue Kayn because Rost Q does change, his doesn't, and they give a bonus to the magic damage on the passive last patch. All in all, you're looking at a combination of doom and despair for ADC mains. So this could be by far and large the best assassin in the game at the moment in terms of, you know, climbing in solo queue. I do reckon Kha'Zix is back up there for similar reasons to Dark Harvest just being good and, you know, people kind of acclimating to what assassins have to do in the season, but, you know, we'll see how that goes. But overall, yeah, Blue Gromp gonna go all the way down here. We are against Wukong. He has been nerfed, as we know with Wukong. In high elo like this, yeah, he can be nerfed and weak, but you can always pop off with Snowball. You got utility and everything like that. Top lane gaming! And why are we going direct to camera? Thank you so much. We don't want to do that. But yes, that was actually good to see. Kill for the Jace. Bottom lane's being shoved in here, and Kayn will carry on going down. As always, we do like to keep the camera more so on the jungler, you know, so you guys can watch a little bit the mechanics, the clears, and these things, but as always, keep your F keys, map clicks, always look. You know, if they're goon squatting like this together on the minimap, you look at this, you're doing this, make sure you have a look to see, are they engaging, what sums are spurned, like you can press spacebar to go back on yourself, but you want to watch this to see if you can track when you know flashes and barriers and things of that nature are burned. Always huge for Kayn because while, you know, yeah, we kind of want to, the ping here, yeah, we kind of want to go for the, you know, farming and orb stacking and getting like your nice balanced approach. It's good to understand that getting those orbs from free ganks because the enemy has no sums, you've got to lean into that. Too many times Kayns are just AFK going back to base and not really paying attention to the ganks they can get and just thinking get 6, you know, stack orbs at some point. But no. If you can be aggressive, go for it. The Victor pinging you here while you're doing Krugs is just obscene. You ignore those kinds of plays always. This is the lean for us. Jace shitting on your top laner, so that's sad. We'll go here and make sure we put some deep vision down if we have it, and we'll go ahead and take the Scuttle Crab. At this particular stage, you can go right. Wukong is top lane, 99%. Jace, you should track this, please be aware, but we can maybe go for the 2v2 in the mid lane. Keep our eyes open for it. Yep, there should be at least a flash burned. Well, never mind. Ah, wait. Oh. Well, Wukong could also see the 2v2. That was... Don't worry, he will 1v9. We're showing the power of Kayn. Power of Kayn. Keep it in your mind, power of Kayn. But Grandmasters are also not immune to heinous decisions. Much like what the Kayn just did. So you absolutely must head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching classes, a jungle VOD library. Courses will be prepped for Season 15 as soon as the changes are stable. All the fundamentals you need for right now are available in a ridiculous amount of hours for content tailored for your MMR so you can climb to reach your peak rank. As we saw from all of those people hitting their peak dreams in Season 14 as fast as possible. So to hit your peak rank in Season 15 and jungle diff every game you play, head to the link in the description below or to Virkayu.gg. You know, nothing you can do about that. All you say at this particular stage is Kayn is like, well, I missed my W, unlucky. And then you say, well, at least I got orbs. And you smile. And that's true because you did. And you're Kayn, so you'll scale. But obviously, you know, just think a little bit there. Hit the W, he dies, definitely. And once you've seen the Wukong there, you know he's coming, just ditch and bounce. But now, I love this from Kayn's in general. As you full clear down and sequence down, there's the Silas rotating bot lane. This guy has got no sums. He's half HP. He's just destroying your Mbessa. Nice wide angle of approach there with your E. Got to hit your W this particular moment. Got 2 points in Q here. Seems like Jay sees it. He's going to try go and use a Q for a gap close. We do hit that W1 auto attack. Should do it. Oh my goodness gracious me. We can flash if we need to. But I don't think we need to. There's a Q. One more auto attack. Beautiful. Done. Huge. I don't know why she's pinging. I mean, it's... See, when you get teammates like this, see, even in Grandmaster, like Victor pinging you on the first clear while you're down here, and Bassett pinging you, why'd you kill him slowly? I had all my spells, man. Like, it's not my fault you're ending your own damn lane. You don't worry about those things. You mute them, you carry on. I love the full clear down into a look for action to get those orbs, to get on the map, to get stacking, to get form. Before you full clear down, you do it again. And I was going to speak, and I did start speaking, but we see the Wukong crossing here, and you can see he just loops back here for the dash, gets the bonk. He's going to shove this out for the Silas. And the Kayn here, well, I mean, you shouldn't be hit by the Chains of Destiny, but if they're destined, then, you know, nothing you can do about it. Don't cut up here and show yourself unnecessarily, because at this stage, well, we're being revealed anyway. But the Wukong will be going up, and ideally you don't want to reveal, hey, I'm not looping back for the grubs here or anything like that. But I think I prefer the philosophy here of, look, I don't want to cut up for this shit. I'm going to go down here. This guy's winning. This guy's tragic. The Wukong's going up to full clear up. There's nothing I can do about this. I don't want to contest it. I know I've got Rel, but, you know, it doesn't feel like a good play for us, considering Jace is so far ahead already. So we're just going to dip down and do the dragon. You can do the Krugs first and then start the dragon, but I like the fact he's just like, let me take this while we have this gap and tempo, right? We know the Wukong's going up. We know he's going to get the RNG scuttle. We know he's going to go for the grubs. Let's use the fact that we know for the next 30 seconds to 60 seconds where he is, what he's doing, and quickly snack the thing that Kayn isn't the best at taking. You do take a little bit longer to do that, but make sure you get it done. Now, obviously here, 3 points in Q, so you're going to start to feel that base damage increase this patch. Always nice to have base damage increase early, especially in champions like this. Obviously, we're going to be stacking up the Dark Harvester. We'll try and keep track of the damage throughout. We're at 59 currently. Obviously, I love haste in general, and the root set's always got a little bit of flexibility, but I like Legend Haste. It's just kind of juicy, especially with the spam ability of this. So Wukong then decides to finish off the grubs and go diving top lane. Kayn here could go counter jungling and diving bot lane, but Rel is moving and there's no dive available to us, so we can just base buy and head to the top lane. There we have a roam from the Sona. And now Kayn can decide, well, do I do anything here? Nope, all you can do is kind of position for your grump, make sure you don't lose that, and obviously hold the turret. But if Jace wants to be an ultra dumbass, you can flash Q and get the kill. He turned out to be an ultra dumbass. The Jace nerfs for me weren't enough. I'm happy to be wrong as more data comes in. Very happy to be wrong on these things. But, you know, I feel like the compensation they gave him meant that with the scaling he has, the boost to the percentage scaling he has on his spells, means the items he does buy for damage are still going to do enough that he can build tank and kill everybody and be unkillable anyway. So I'm expecting like a lateral shift where it's like the ratios changed a little bit, but he still can do the same stuff. And, you know, we'll see how it pans out as the patch develops properly, but that was my hypothesis before the patch came live. We'll see if that's in fact true. Meantime, this one we did know would be kind of done and doomed because the W nerf here, mobility goes down, you're sad, attack speed goes down, you're sad, but as I said, it's high elo, so Wukong can always pop off, especially if he's now 102. He's not that far behind in CS. Kayn's been pretty busy, but you can see that, right? Hubris completed. I am more of a Ghostblade person, but the Koreans, you know, they do like the Hubris tech, so we're going to go with the Hubris in this particular game. Now, we are stacking a little bit slow here, but we're 2-1-0, our gold amount is 3.5, we're definitely behind. We want to get to at least 6k by 14. We need to start to look for plays with our ultimate. We need to start to stack the orbs as quickly as possible, but do not force it. Do not. Good sequencing here, Raptors into Krugs, and then we can go to the red, so these will respawn nice and tight in the next rotation, setting ourselves up for a nice late early game rinse cycle of camps and experience. Wukong will be pathing upside here, and Bessa might get dove yet again, but there's nothing you can do about that, losing lane. But yeah, Kayn is a good map control jungler. I don't think you need to overly force everything all the time. People think, oh, you know, there's nothing, let me just go die and get orbs. Don't have to do that. You really can sequence and control and get a little bit of a later form. Rel, yeah, we talked about this. A little bit of a later form is always fine. So Rel, you know, we saw the nerfs this patch too. In the passionate rundown in the private Discord, we just kind of laughed and like, that's not changing what the champion does, which is, oh no, in lane she's a little weaker. What if she just roams mid lane and kills everybody? It's exactly what happened. Sona's level 5 here, so we're just going to go for the smite there, try and hit as many spells as we can, get as many orbs as we can. We know this particular stage, if Wukong dives top lane, there it is, predicted, obvious, as everybody knows. Then we can spend a little bit more time down here looking for a dive with our ultimate from the aggro dodge. We can crash this wave as much as we like. If Wukong doesn't show up here, be careful, he might be resetting to come down. And that's where you want to be careful of your dive. But because Wukong shows top lane, Silas is the only coin flip, but he was dead. You know, because he dives top lane, we know we can actually go for this, and this is what Kayn's waiting for. So let's see if we can actually get it done. Rel go all the way in here, and we actually don't even really need to use our ultimate. So Rel tanks and dies. Kayn should have maybe tanked that just so we can dodge with our ultimate, but that's fine. Huge orb take, double stack harvest. Damage done by the harvest now is 235. I have a feeling that's going to be pretty juicy later on. Wukong, in the meantime, is going to reset here, and Bess is now 0-5-2. We get the form from that. So it's not been an early game where you're like, wow, this guy's everywhere, man. He's just stacking. He should get form early. It was just measured. You know, he went mid lane early, got some form, some orbs, excuse me, top lane with the Jace a little bit. You know, it wasn't forced. It was just within the flow of the game. And oftentimes with these mini games, Kindred, Kayn, Rengar, you just play the game normally and you get rewarded. We do have an ult up as well here. We do have Hubris plus the Serrated Dirk. Jace is 2 levels up. We can see everybody here on this. We do have the flank from the Rel. We do have the Victor. Obviously, the Silas can rotate. You know, we have no top laner, and Kais is down here. This is a situation where you probably don't want to force the grabs. You want to ditch. I know everyone thinks about feats of strength. Don't. Feats of strength is really a shopping list of shit you should be doing anyway. You shouldn't need the shopping list for it. Let's put it that way, right? It's a shopping list of things you need to do anyway and get every week, so why do you need to write it down? Helps for some people, so here you go. But it's really not something that should direct your existence. We already have the dragon here. Obviously, we're going to lose the grubs. We can swap over to these ones, with this one rather, and maybe we can do something. Wukong's going for the top snowball. I mean, credit, that's exactly what you should be doing, but Kayn has to think about equal and opposite, right? If you go, oh my goodness gracious, there's a flash. Kayn can show up here. This is an easy W. Very, very nice. Won't get the R again, the dodge there. Rel ult from the Silas steal. Kayn can go up inside, deep inside, and respace with his E. Huge, huge, huge. A little bit of a slow. Victor's moving around. There's a flash from the Silas, and Rel, as I said, the nerfs did nothing. The champion is disgusting until they fix exactly that amount of CC with that amount of damage and that amount of shielding. A little bit of early HP from a laning phase ain't gonna do nothing. So, counter jungle nicely. Wukong shows up here. We don't care if we lost some camps because we are now 6-1-1. And this is exactly the way I play Kayn, or even when I made the guide. Jesus. 2017. My first organic video on the main channel to get 10,000, then the creep up to 100 and 250 was Blue Kayn. It was just me playing on a Smurf, or just loading the champion, and I made a guide over it, but this is how I like to play, more measured. Not the psycho invades, not the orb stacking Thanos. Was it worth it? What did it cost you? No, just jungle, my friends, just jungle. If there's a gank, go for the gank. If someone's somewhere else, top side, dive bot side, you know, go for the objective if you can get it. Don't coin from the steal here. I know you guys love to do that. I coach more Kayn than anything else. Him and Viego. Kayn, by far the most over the years. But yeah, I love this. I love this. It's not something where a lot of players who lock in Kayn think, wow, if I just jungle well, I can win. I don't have to force. It's like, no, you don't. But when you are level 9 at 14 minutes here, cash money is 6.4k just before 14 as well. So we hit our spikes there. We know this is all gone. We're just checking to get cooldowns. There's the wolf camp. Now you have fun, right? Like, this is the whole point, to get to 13, 14 minutes, and then now you start to run over people, especially with the Serpent's Fang. Obviously cheap, affordable, good stats, and it does help for anyone that has shields. And now all I can think about is Silas having shields in 2019, and thank God that's gone on his E. Look at the damage there, man. It's disgusting. We are going into the W max here. I did mention that at the beginning. Obviously, I was being a bit facetious, but it's absolutely normal to really ramp up this damage here. Huge amounts, 265 base damage here on your scaling. We're already at 396. So 3 points into your Q, you're going to get a little bit of benefit there. Once you get to 4th and 5th point, that base damage is always good to have. But W is going to do a lot of eviscerating and stack you a lot of souls. Over the wall! You know, you look at this game and all of a sudden you're like, well, I've done a good job as Kayn. I've played well. What's Mbessa's problem? You know, what's Victor's problem, really? And Kaiser's like, I don't know, man. I'm just down here being an ADC. I'm CSing. So Kayn does here is we do a bit of counter jungling. We want to try and get level 11 as soon as possible. Cooldown buff, 17 seconds at this particular stage with this amount of haste, 100 to 83. And there's Wukong, full clearing up. I mean, look, he's done fine. He's up, what? He's up 11 CS. Counter jungling does that. It does deny. But he's 104. Only has grubs, got the dragon there, obviously. It's just not... the 139 isn't there anymore as much. And the win rate has gone down because cooldowns to mobility and attack speed nerfs really do hurt champions on clears and just getting around places as a jungler. And Kayn here obviously is going to savant this. There's a lot of tech out there where you do not upgrade your boots to a little bit lighter because you don't need to. You're one of the most mobile champions in the game. And if you go Ghostblade especially, that can hold true because you just have the active to get places. But champion's just... he's just so good right now. And now you're waiting, right? For Heralds to spawn at 16 minutes. You want to start pushing turrets. You don't see an activity on the map that you can actually do. So what do? We just we chill. Full clear. Clear camps as we need to. Look for this particular situation. Q against the wall. Doomed goes Silas, which is always deserved. Bot lane or mid lane. Top lane is top lane. We have 3 bot side. Obviously, this guy's going to get smashed and killed. Wukong shows up here to push his turret with their 6 grubs. Something we have to be aware of. And the Kayn is truly going to have to 1v9 this one, I think. Last Whisper engaged. Make sure we start to do mega damage. Not floating with any other itemization, even if you could justify it. Just need pure damage at this particular stage. There's a smite, there's a W, there's a passive, and there's the R, and there's a kill. And that's exactly where you see the entire rotation of buffs as well. Dark Harvest giving you better stacks. 5 points in the W giving you huge damage. Dark Harvest damage coming through as well. And obviously the extra passive damage from Shadow Assassin before that. There's a Wukong. Be careful for the R2. There it is. Now that we know it's gone, we can decide if we want to go back in or not. He goes over the wall. I don't think he fully expected that. There's a W slow. That's a low health Wukong. And best is splitting on the bottom side. Just don't die. You're an assassin. In and out, in and out, in and out. Wait for cooldowns, in and out. Hit the W there. Dodge the chains. Go for the Q. Doesn't matter because Victor gets a kill. Out of mana is the Sona. And she should die here very easily. Hit that W to get that slow. And 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to Q over the wall just to get vision. And now we can gap close, wait for her to hit it, and she should die. I'm hopeful that she dies. She's quite mobile, though. There we go. Okay, one more... one more W, he says. Just a little bit of that. Now, the next dragon is something I would like to secure. At this particular stage, you got 1200 in pocket. Sure, you could base, but I don't really feel like we need to. We overkill anyway at this stage. Harvest is at 11 stacks and has done 852 damage. Wouldn't be surprised to see that be at least 1600 by the end. Goodness gracious me. That's a dead person. And look at this. See, the auto attacks, the Qs, you know, it's just everything combined at this point is really good for him. Everything about the changes in the last 2-3 patches to the game. There's the R. We need to respace. We're going to hold as long as possible so we can get out of there, but unfortunately we give the shutdown. Would have preferred to fall back for the dragon control. At the same time, the logic typically is in these situations, you're so far ahead individually, the map is so pushed up in your advantage, there's 2 objectives on the map here with Atakan coming up in 90 seconds, that they can't afford to kind of push up too far to get everything. And yeah, Wukong's going to go for the dragon, but who cares, really? You can try and steal it if you want, or you can just go straight for the Herald. I personally would prefer just to go straight up for the Herald. Atakan is topside as well. He does the blue, he holds the wave. I definitely would want to do this. I think we should have rotated our asses over there a lot sooner. I don't think we needed to waste time. Everyone's resetting, so we're going to snack this baby up. Huge. And let's see what Atakan we get. Obviously, Voracious has been more frequent, and they've nerfed it again this patch, but it's still what it, you know, it's still strong. The fact that you die and it takes 15 seconds to go back to base versus like 5 seconds, that's a big shift, a good shift. I think people are going to appreciate that a bit more. It's not a free, sort of GA now. Definitely has a little bit of punishment. Still a huge benefit though. Obviously, this is a Ruinous, as we can see. And I like not forcing this. I like just getting more experience, more gold, 2-level lead. We can push the wave up here. We do have the Herald as well. And if you guys want to go ahead and do this, go for it. I'm going to push your map in here. Victor's down bottom side. I like not overstressing the Atakan. Yeah, it's good. It's useful to have. Again, it's one of those things where, you know, I get a Draken, I get an Atakan, I get a Herald, I get some grubs. All these things are not always game-winning in isolation, but combine them. Now you're starting to stack your weapons. Obviously here, they're going to get this, and we're just like, well, if Victor's bot lane and trolling doesn't want to rotate, and Bess is literally 0-9, and my team just doesn't have the fight to be able to actually, you know, take this out to Ken, then maybe you can go, I wouldn't be here, I would just be pushing the hell out of this really, really hard. I appreciate the attempt to steal because we are fed, but just shove it, give it up, accept it, your team is not in a position. Whoa, Sivir, that is not a good idea. That is not, as soon as she showed on the minimap, do you see that? She showed it immediately. If you play Blue Kayn or any assassin, you should have the sense to go off. Like, whoa, 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 your team should be basing. What are you doing? Kill her. Every time. That's what you're good at. That's what you need to do. Rengars, Kha'Zixes, Blue Kayns, this is how we play. Why would you face check this? Obviously be careful a little bit here. Watch the Sun. We're going to R just deep inside. Try and kill on the back line there. I will... The flash auto attack passive kill Q proc was pretty smooth, but we do die. That's not what we want, obviously. Throwing it out there. This is a fight we can go for. We did have a shit ton of gold at this point. We could have just reset and spent, but I appreciate the attempt of, hey, Wukong's out of position, let's kill him. But as always, you know, benefit of hindsight, but I don't think you need hindsight in these situations. I think if you're Blue Kayn there, you know what you're doing. Like, I'm going to try have some fun. I'm going to try and make the triple kill. I'm going to try shit on everybody. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, well, I can afford that one mistake. Not all of them, just once. Please. People do that. That's how they throw. They do this once, and then they do it again and again. Death timers start to become out of sync, and that's how you throw. So Kayn has done it once. We're 15-3-2. We are fully in this Ruler's Grudge at this particular stage. 12,000 gold. Now we don't do that again. So that's our risk-taking, gambling on our triple there. Let's take the top scuttle. Victor pushing top wave. Jace is here. Gone full damage this time. Obviously, if you get better ratios, doing full damage gives you more damage, especially when they nerf the base damage. So obviously, despite what I said, this will do you good shit. But now he is actually killable. So let's see. Wukong's out of position. Kayn sees someone out of position. He says, well, that means you should die. Wukong takes hardly any damage because obviously passive. Over the wall he goes and he will die. Good. I mean, he deserves to die. That's what we wanted to have happen just now. But the whole team followed up and was a little bit of a different situation. But that's what we want. Guy checks, the face checks a Dark Void. You kill him. Push top wave. Can we die? Can we do something? Oh, she goes all the way in. And then Kayn's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't expect that, but yeah, sure. All right, I'm down. I'm down. Cut the wave. Push from the Abessa. Rage splitting for her int. No wave here, so we kind of wanted to cut down a little bit, but we don't have to really. We can afford to be patient. I do want to go do that dragon. Want to deny the third one, because remember, Ruinous, 25% every time. Ugh. I know people are like, but it sucks. I don't agree that it sucks. You know, 6 grubs, 4 dragons, a Baron, you know, and you're telling me that 25% of all those things is shit? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Especially if you could have them. So if you have more things, like if we all have equal splitted objectives, or we have more objectives and they have Ruinous, yeah, then it's not that great. But if they're trying to stay in the game here and scale up a little bit, useful. I don't know why you would just give away things for free. Trading things, like you take grubs, I take dragon, or look, I just have to give things up for now, cool. But eventually you have to contest something, right? Eventually you have to make a play. You can't just give up everything slowly, that's how you lose. It's just about giving up things in the moment to take them a little bit later. In the meantime, our bot lane, the people top lane are just throwing it to the trash. Kai'Sa's showing up here, and she's now 3-1-3. She's in a great, great position. And Bessa, we're just going to hover a little bit. Like we oh, he didn't get the R off. I mean, the immediate kill was just hilarious, and that's kind of the damage I'm trying to get you guys to realize is disgusting as hell. And now Bessa's just been chilling bot lane and pushing, so she's, well, no, she's trash. Champion's strong, but she's got 9,000 gold, which is the, yeah, well, just a little bit higher than the Silas. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they just have such a weak mental fortitude. I get Jace is horrible, but you know what I mean. So, Kayn comes out of base. And now we are already onto the opportunity. Obviously, you can do that before Grudge if you wanted to. You can do that second if you wanted to. There was a build where you got first, but I don't recommend that at the moment. We do, oh, the range and the R and the... Such a good champion, such a fun champion. That's why, as I said, early game, play balance, get your form, have a lead through smart jungling, and then now you can just, for the rest of the game, obliterate, one-shot, dive, kill. I mean, look at the damage here. 24-3 damage on the Dark Harvest. I said 1,600 conservatively, at least, and he actually got double that in the end because of all the fighting that happened basically afterwards, right after here, right? Last 10 minutes, just straight huge fighting, 3,200 damage. Huge, man, huge. A lot of the times in games that are a little bit less Fiesta, you might expect a little less, but this is on par with, from a Zyre perspective, like for Electrocute old school, plus Eyeball, plus Comet spam, so Dark Harvest is back. Guess I really didn't look at the time. I don't look at the timeline. I'm like, sure, we could double this. Turns out, with 22 souls, you double down. So huge, huge. Happy to be wrong on that. I love being wrong on things that are fun. I love being wrong on things that are good. Unfortunately for Rel, I don't think people are wrong. I think she is still Giga strong. We can all agree on that one. But Kayn, Blue Kayn, one of the best assassins in the game. Massive, huge, lock it in.